Okay, so MS Malik 681 with some progress on this Street Fighter 1 mod that I'm making for the Amiga 500, hopefully. So yeah, as you can see now, if you compare this to the old video, the camera is no longer just following Ryu. It's trying to stay in between the middle of Ryu and his opponent. They can't go out of the screen, but yeah, I don't like the fact that half of their body can go out. I'm going to try to fix that. The enemy, I think, does attack if you get within range. Still working on hit sparks at the moment, so when you hit someone there should be a spark come out and maybe some noise. But as you see at the top, my life bar did go down when I took a hit in the face, so these life bars are working. And if I do run out okay, I did try and nerf how often he attacks, but I think I did a bit too much. Or he's bugged out. Let's see, no, he's not turning around. He should turn around. Okay, he's bugged out. Like I said, it's still a bit buggy at the moment, but the enemy AI I want to do last. Really, I want to get all of Ryu's animations. The only reason I made him attack is so I could see Ryu can get hit properly. Normally I can actually hit the opponent. Oh, it actually works. Oh, it woke him up. So I've tried to do hit sparks there. They still need a bit of work. Obviously I need to get blocking working, but now Ryu has all the attacks I'm going to give him anyway. So in the arcade he had 6-button layout with a light, medium and hard. I've given him just light and hard, like World Heroes, the way you tap and if you hold it you do the hard. This works now on all of his, so he's got a variation of light and hard. That's if you're neutral with the joystick. If you're holding left or right, it will change to a kick. Again, light and hard if you're holding or if you press it, and the same with ducking. If you're holding forward or backwards or ducking, you can do kicks instead of punches. And again with his jump attacks as well. Obviously still got all the special moves. There's no collision on that yet. His hurricane kick actually is for some reason a lot harder to pull off now. It works, but it's a lot harder. But his fireball's quite easy, and that actually has collision now. So, alright, it bugged out a bit there. That was the hit flash. Code isn't working very well. But the fireball does hit him. It's not actually supposed to have a hit flash, so I need to fix that. This enemy should actually turn around when I jump on the other side of him, but I don't know why it's not working right now. It should be working, but again I can wake him up if I give him a quick slap. So he should start hitting me again, and if he hits me too much, come on, wake up. Yeah, I will die. He kind of gets stuck there, so he's just stuck in an infinite animation of him being on the floor. Now it should really be restarting the round. I'll get round to that later. As you can see at the top of the screen, you've got the HUD there, got the player 1 and enemy, life bars. Time isn't working yet. Normally the time on Street Fighter 1 would be in the bottom left, but because I've got the HUD up there, I'm going to put it up there. And player 1 score doesn't update yet. I'll fix that. And the round count, obviously there's going to be those red markers to indicate if you've won a round or not. So functionality is coming along slowly but surely. There's just too much to do. There's a lot of logic you've got to put in behind everything, literally. Even every hit you have to check if it's a light hit or a hard hit. So there's a lot more behind the code now, but this still seems to be running okay. And tell the truth, I mean, I could even run that at 50 Hertz and it runs fine. I haven't noticed any slowdown or anything. I'm not really targeting 50 because I'm guessing by the end of it there'll be lots of code running in the background, especially for the enemy AI. And I don't know, I might have multiple actors like chopping up the main player to try to save on RAM, which I've already started doing, so I couldn't help myself. I was going to leave the optimizations till last, but I started cutting him up because I thought it might be a lot of work to do later. I haven't done that to the enemy, just the player. So this is it running at 50 Hertz. Bloody hell. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo right here. Or Super Street Fighter 1. Oh, it looks crazy. Oh my god. It's kind of work. I can't pull off a fireball. It's too fast. But yeah, 50 might be a better option. Obviously, if by the end of the development, if it's running alright, I might just adjust all the animations to 50 instead. 50 definitely feels crazy to play on 50, especially since I've targeted 25. because of the big bobs that were going to be on the screen. But I mean, there's only 2 of them, and if I'm cutting up the character anyway, I might even be able to just cut Ryu what's the word, horizontally instead of vertically, so that'll make it easier to turn him into a sprite as well. And if he was a sprite, it'll, you know, speed up rendering times a lot better than blitting all these objects instead. At the moment, I can't really understand 2-player coding. I don't understand how it works. Eric's tried to, or Eric has tried to explain it to me, but I don't understand it at all. How to control player 1 and player 2. It looks like there's just one code for controlling a player, and I'm presuming that's player 1. So player 2 is there apparently, but I don't know how to code him or how to adjust the code for both players. But yeah, hopefully I'll figure that out in the future, but for now this is going to be a 1-player only game. So yeah, that's everything I need to, or everything I can report. But yeah, I'll quickly show the animations that Ryu has been cut up now. So let me think of one where he actually saves quite a lot. It's probably his hard kick. Hard kick. Hard kick. So this hard kick here, he does a really big long kick here. So I've cut the first half into him being there, and the second half is just his leg. So what this does is any the height of this leg will be the full width height of the image, whereas if I didn't do that, his whole height here, head to toe, would be the size of this part of the image. So it's just anything on top of that, anything above this foot is being cut off, and anything below the foot is being cut off. So it's still saving, but what I wanted to do is really separate the top and bottom. But there's only very few animations you can reuse the top or bottom of his body. It looks a bit off as well. And I think this way actually saves more image data, the way I've done it here, just separating parts of him that go outside of the 16 range. So this here is probably 32, or I think it's 48. Is it 48? I don't know what comes after 32, but it's a multiple of 16 here, and then I'll cut it, and whatever else I'll just leave there. But yeah, I can't think what else. Just loads more code on this now. Like, look at just all the variables I'm using right now. Before I had about, I don't know, 6, 7. Now I've got about 10, 15. It's getting complicated, but getting there. Probably long in this video, out too long. So there's your update. Thanks for tuning in.